Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have an amazing English story that will help you improve your listening, learn new words, and practice English. So grab your headphones, relax, and let's dive in. There is a place where the air becomes too thin for dreams, where the sky no longer feels like a ceiling, but an ocean of silence pressing down from above. That place is called Everest, the roof of the world, the edge between life and eternity. You cannot truly understand Everest from pictures. You can't feel the weight of it on a screen, nor the way it humbles the human soul. To see it, to stand beneath it, is to realize that you are small, a flicker of warmth in a land made for gods, not for men. Everest does not invite you. It does not welcome visitors. It waits patiently, coldly, eternally. And yet, for over a century, people have come to it, drawn not by beauty, but by the quiet voice that whispers from its shadow. Come closer. The first to hear that voice were dreamers, cartographers, explorers, poets, men who looked at blank spaces on maps and saw not danger but destiny. They called it the impossible peak, and still they walked toward it. George Mallory once said, when asked why he wanted to climb Everest, because it's there. 3 words, simple, defiant, eternal. He never returned. Somewhere high above the clouds, his body still rests, frozen in time, facing the summit he never reached. But his answer remained, echoing through generations. Everest became more than a mountain. It became a question, and the answer was always the same, to reach higher, even when it hurts. The first men who stood on its summit in 1953, Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay, didn't conquer Everest. No one ever truly does. They were merely accepted for a brief moment before the mountain closed its gates again. Since then, thousands have followed, some returned, others didn't. Their names are scattered across the slopes, written in the snow, buried beneath ice and time. At 8,848 meters, the air holds only a third of the oxygen you need to live. Every breath burns. Your body begins to die long before you reach the top. They call it the death zone, a place where human life is measured in minutes, and yet people still climb. Why? For glory, for pride, for meaning. Maybe all of it, or maybe because there's something inside us that needs to touch the unreachable. On Everest, every step is a conversation with mortality. The snow hides both beauty and bones. Colorful tents flutter in the wind at base camp, but above that, silence. The kind of silence that makes your thoughts louder, your fears sharper, your soul exposed. At night, when the stars bleed across the sky, Everest glows like something alive. The wind howls through its ridges, as if the mountain is speaking in a language older than mankind. Those who have heard it say it sounds like breathing, slow, steady, endless. To climb Everest is to enter a cathedral of ice. No walls, no roof, only sky. Every sound is swallowed by snow. Every heartbeat echoes like thunder. And when the sun rises, the light spills over peaks and crevices like fire touching glass. It's beautiful and terrifying. Because beauty here is never gentle. It's sharp, cold, absolute. It doesn't care if you survive it. Many don't. Their stories remain frozen, told in whispers, in flags fluttering beside their still bodies. The mountain does not mourn them. It simply keeps them, as if collecting fragments of human will. Everest doesn't kill out of cruelty. It kills because it can, because nature has no morality, only balance. For every soul that reaches the summit, another is claimed by the storm. Yet still we climb, because somewhere within us there's a hunger that nothing else can feed, a need to go further, to stand where no one belongs, to look down on the world and whisper, I was here. But those who truly understand Everest know it's not about reaching the top. It's about the silence, the moment you realize that the mountain isn't your enemy, it's your mirror. It shows you what you are when everything else is stripped away. No noise, no comfort, no masks, only breath, ice, and will. You climb not against the mountain, but against yourself. Every doubt, every weakness, every reason to stop, you face them there. And most of the time, Everest wins. But for a few, for the ones who listen instead of fight, the mountain reveals something sacred, a truth hidden in thin air. That victory isn't standing on the summit, but standing at all. When you descend, you are no longer the same. You leave something behind, a fear, a dream, a part of your soul, and in return, Everest gives you silence. A silence so deep it follows you forever. Those who have touched its slopes say they can still feel the mountain years later in their heartbeat, in their breath, in the quiet moments before sleep. Because Everest is not a memory, it's a reminder that everything magnificent is dangerous, that beauty and death often share the same face, that to live is to risk falling, and to climb is to accept that fall as part of the journey. Somewhere on the icy ridges, a prayer flag trembles in the wind. Its colors fade with each storm, but the message never changes: hope, courage, compassion. These are the things that survive here, not footprints, not flags, not fame. Everest teaches humility in the harshest way, by erasing you, by showing you that even the strongest are nothing against time and ice. And yet, that's why it matters, because even knowing all this, we still climb, we still try. We still believe that somewhere above the clouds, there's a version of ourselves that can touch the impossible. And maybe that's what Everest truly is, not a mountain, but a reflection of that belief. A silent guardian of dreams too heavy for the world below. The wind will keep howling, the snow will keep falling, the mountain will remain ancient, indifferent, eternal. But every now and then a human will appear, small, fragile, trembling, and begin to climb. And in that moment, for all its vast silence, Everest will watch, it will listen, and perhaps, just for a second, it will remember why it never truly stands alone.